have childcare available for children under 4 in the nursery located in the parish hall through the breezeway. And if you're new to Theodore Parker Church, visiting today, we'd love to stay in touch. You are warmly invited to fill out a connection card, which you can find in the pew, or if you're on Zoom, it will be posted in the Zoom chat. We would like to take a moment to greet one another. Do we have video again? Okay. We'd like to take a moment to greet one another here in the sanctuary. Please ask before any physical contact of handshake or hug, but first, let's wave at our camera in the back to say hello to everyone on Zoom. Hopefully they see it. And everyone on Zoom, please feel free to put a hello in the chat. So let us stand and greet one another quickly.
Good morning. My name is Reverend Heather Concannon. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm the minister of this congregation. And it is my special pleasure to welcome you to Theodore Parker Church. Whether this is your first time here, welcome. If you are coming back after a summer apart, welcome. It is so good to be together, and it is so good to see you all. We gather into worship this morning with the words of Reverend Richard S. Gilbert. We bid you welcome, who come with weary spirits seeking rest, who come with troubles that are too much with you, who come hurt and afraid. We bid you welcome, who come with hope in your heart, who come with anticipation in your step, who come proud and joyous. We bid you welcome, who are seekers of a new faith, who come to probe and explore, who come to learn. We bid you welcome, who enter this hall as a homecoming, who have found here a room for your spirit, who find in this people a family. Whoever you are, whatever you are, wherever you are on your journey, we bid you welcome. And I invite us to continue to welcome one another as we rise in body or spirit for our first hymn, number 361, Enter, Rejoice, and Come In. and it seems like it'll be up on the screen as well as in your gray hymnal.
Yes, they are. They're up at the top. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Open your ears to the song. Open your ears to the song. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Open your hearts, everyone. Open your hearts, everyone. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Don't be afraid of some change. Don't be afraid of some change. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in.
We will now light our flaming chalice, symbol of Unitarian Universalism. Each week when we gather, we say our words of shared covenant with which to light our chalice, our sacred promises to one another. We say them always in English and also in Spanish for our sibling community in Plazuelas, El Salvador. And I'm going to invite up a birthday girl, Amalia, to light our chalice this morning. The words will be up on the screen. Please say them with me. Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its prayer. This great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. El amor es el espíritu de esta iglesia, y el servicio es nuestra oración. Esta es nuestra gran promesa, vivir juntos en paz, buscar la verdad con amor y ayudarnos los unos a los otros. Good morning. My name is Rose Galogli. My pronouns are she, her, and I have the honor of serving as this congregation's religious educator. It's so good to be back with you all this morning, whether you're here for the first time or returning after our annual summer break, which this is our first service back from. During this service, we'll be sharing the very special ritual of water communion, which is a Unitarian Universalist ritual that UU congregations all over the country use to welcome each other back and regather when we reconnect in the fall. We'll all be sharing water that we may have brought with us, or if you didn't bring any extra water with you, we have some to share here. We'll come up and pour our water into a shared vessel, into the shared container of this community, so that we can mingle all of our unique life experiences and paths into the shared vessel that is this community. We'll get to that ritual later in the service, but first, I want to take some time to welcome each other back, to catch up a little bit after our summer apart. And I'm gonna invite you to all do something a little bit silly with me. So I'm wondering if any of the kids here want to come up and help me lead the grown-ups in doing something a little bit silly. What do you think? Anyone want to come up? Eleanor, I bet you'd be really good at this. Amalia? Whoever wants to come up, yeah. I'll explain it. Great. Well, what a good crew you all are already. Okay, so we've all been apart for the summer, and we have a lot of catching up to do, right? We probably all had some adventures, big and small, and there's a lot to talk about, a lot to share. The first part of what we're going to do, I'm going to ask you all to bring to mind one really special, fun part of your summer. Maybe you went to the beach, or you saw family or friends. Maybe you read a really good book. Does everyone have one memory? You don't have to overthink it, just one thing that was really good, okay? What we're gonna do, we're gonna share that memory with each other by doing some kind of hand or body motion that communicates that very special memory, right? Like maybe you went swimming, or maybe you read a book, maybe you took a nap, something, anything, okay? All of us are gonna do it. You can stand up if you want, what do you think? Does everyone have a memory in mind? Are we ready? Okay, let's go. Beautiful. We can all look around, maybe make eye contact with your friends. See, what did we all do this summer? It's super silly, isn't it? It's super silly. Beautiful. You all did so many things. I feel so caught up with you now. Amazing. Good, thank you. Yeah, I know. But we got to be silly together. Okay, so now we've shared what our summers were like. We're all caught up. My next question, I have two more questions for you all. Two more body motions to figure out. The next one, hopefully we all did some really nice and fun things over the summer. And this summer was also a really complicated, strange, hard time in our country and in the world. Lots of things happening in the news all the time, maybe in our own lives that were really hard. This is a bit of a harder question, but I want you to think about, how is your heart doing in this moment, especially as we come back together? I want to think about, how is your heart feeling right now? Do you want to do some kind of motion to tell us all how your heart is feeling? I'm going to go, ugh. Any motion from your heart? I'm seeing lots of hands on hearts, some up and down, some up, hands up. Thank you all. That's also told me a lot about how you all are doing. Okay, one more thing. How are you feeling about being back together? Ready? That's what I was hoping we'd get. Lots of excitement all around. We got a puppy here too. How fun. 2 puppies, I think. Thank you all so much for being silly with me and sharing a bit of what is on your heart and mind this morning. Lots of fun stuff. Thank you all. We're all going to go back to our seats now because the kids are with us for the whole service today. So glad to be with you all. Now Reverend Heather is going to lead us in a moment of quiet.
So we transition into a space of meditation and prayer. And during this time, we have an opportunity to share the joys and the sorrows that are on our hearts. So if you're here in the sanctuary this morning and you would like to share a joy or a sorrow, I invite you to fill out a prayer card right here during the centering hymn. And if you're joining us on Zoom, I invite you to type it into the chat now, and I will share it during our time of meditation and prayer. As we deepen into this space, I invite us to enter into this moment here and now. Take a few centering breaths and find a space of stillness within you. I invite us to continue to find a space of grounding as we sing our centering hymn, Peace Like a River. The words will be on their screen. This morning, our joys and our sorrows include a joy from Marcia Feldman. Our son Eli has moved back to the Boston area. Yay! Welcome back, Eli. And a sorrow also from Marcia. We said goodbye to our sweet dog, Lena, last month. A sorrow from Kayla Potter on the loss of my dad, Curtis Potter, on August 25th. Our hearts are with you. A joy from the Magdal family. Today is Amalia's 6th birthday. Happy birthday, Amalia. And if anyone has connections to the weather, we were really hoping to have it in the backyard for her 3 p.m. party. Oh, there's still time. If anyone has connections to the weather, 3 p.m. Though we are rolling it with it and being flexible in true Amalia fashion. Happy birthday, Amalia. A sorrow from Mary Boyle. My concern today is for all the people in Greater Boston being harmed by ice. And a joy from Justin, Keys, M, Lyndon, and myself. This summer, after 5.5 years, our nibblings and cousins, Leo and Mara, were finally legally adopted. And the judge said it was final and irrevocable. Our family is overjoyed. So for all of these joys and these concerns and those that remain unspoken in the sanctuary of our hearts, we light one final candle. And we join together in a spirit of prayer and meditation. Holy One, Spirit that moves among us and between us, we gather in community because we know that we need one another. We know that we need one another to survive, that just like water is essential to life, so too are our connections, our sense of belonging. Holy One, help us to remember that the merging of streams of our lives into a collective river of community is a sacred thing. Help us to remember that our lives are nourished by one another, that we depend on each other. Spirit of love and connection, may we hold center in our hearts the sacredness of our interdependence. May we remember that we belong to one another. May it be so, and amen. And together let us rest into several moments of shared silence, followed by our musical meditation.
Each week, we take an offering to sustain the many ministries of this congregation. We give because we believe that we are part of something larger than ourselves. We give because we believe in music and sacred space, in transformation and in hope, in community and in love. We give because we know that it takes all of us sharing our many gifts to make this space possible, with the faith that together we have more than enough. Links to donate will be in the chat and on the screen, and ushers will be coming around if you wish to give via cash or check in the sanctuary. And now, as the TPC singers share I Choose Love, an offering to sustain this congregation will be gratefully received.
So friends, this morning we have a story for you. And this story is written by Reverend Molly Hausch-Gordon with Jamila Batchelder. It's called The Wasteland and the Garden, and Rose and I are going to tell it together. Once upon a time,
Once upon many times,
over and over again,
across thousands of years and millions of miles,
there was a land of great beauty and lush abundance.
in this land, plants turned light and water into sugar. Animals turned plants into soft flesh.
Sun poured generously across it all, and the moon pulled up the seas snug over the sands.
In this land, there were people who lived and worked and sang songs and tended to the land and to each other. Life was beautiful and hard. Together, they tried and failed and learned and tried again.
And when they failed, they cried tears of frustration. And as they learned, they cried tears of triumph. And still they lost people and things they loved and grieved with tears of sorrow and memory. And they loved each other through tears of joy. And as they looked out over the land that they loved so well and that loved them so well in return, they cried tears at its immeasurable beauty. And through it all, they worked and tended to the land and to each other.
And under the people's careful tending and watered by the tears of their overflowing hearts, eventually the land blossomed even more bountifully. And amid the blossoming people and the animals and the plants thrived. They suffered and they struggled too, but together many and more of them thrived.
Once upon many times,
And over again,
across thousands of years,
in millions of miles,
a small group of new people arrived to the land of great beauty and lush abundance. They came from a place that had been stripped of its plenty and bled dry of its bounty. They came leaving behind what had become to them a wasteland.
as their land's plants had died and rivers dried, they had learned to build walls upon their hearts, and their tears had dried too. So they came full of fear, shaped by scarcity, and they brought with them an insatiable need for more.
They were astonished by the land of beauty and abundance. It was so alive. It was so bountiful. It was right here for the taking. And what was to stop them from taking?
Clearly, they thought the people of this land must not know its value. Clearly, they thought we can make better use of these riches.
So they set about taking. And since they only knew how to take, they did not give anything back to the land. Not their love, not their care, and certainly not their tears.
And lo and behold, the lush land's plants began to die, and the rivers began to dry, and the small group of new people shook their fists at the sun, which continued to bathe the land in honeyed light.
This land too is a wasteland, they exclaimed bitterly, having wasted the land indeed.
They abandoned the land to find something better, something lusher, something more.
And meanwhile,
and every while, and over again,
the people who had long tended the land and who had done what they must to survive the wasting now journeyed about the land that had once been so beautiful and so lush. They observed the wreckage and they wept. They wept tears of rage. They wept tears of despair. They wept tears of such deep grief for all that had been lost. And then, amidst their tears, they resumed their tending.
And life was still beautiful, and it was so hard. Together, they tried and failed and learned and tried again.
And they cried all the tears they had always cried, of triumph and frustration, of sorrow and love and joy for each other and for the land itself.
And lo and behold, from their tending and their tears, through their hard work, from the seeds left behind in every crack of wasted ground, new growth sprang up. First haltingly, and then one day lush, and a little bit wild.
Once upon a time,
Once upon many times,
over and over again,
across thousands of years and millions of miles,
there were lands of great beauty and lush abundance, where plants turned light and water into sugar, and animals turned plants into soft flesh. In the day, the sun poured down honeyed light, and at night, the moon tucked everything in.
and the people lived and worked and sang songs. They wept and thrived and tended to the land and one another.
Over and over again. Here ends our story. So friends, it is so good to be back together in community with you. So good to see you after a summer apart, a summer which I know for many of us has perhaps been emotionally wide-ranging. The sweetnesses that summer so often brings, long days and growing gardens, time with loved ones, travel and camps and fresh produce, swimming and time outside. And yet I know, too, that for many of us, our hearts continue to break as we struggle to make sense of living in these times, as we watch cruelty unfold around us. Friends, this world is so beautiful and so brutal all at once. And yet, as the author of our story, Reverend Molly Hausch-Gordon, writes, we are a community who choose to let our tears water the garden of our community. There are so many tears to shed right now, and tears remind us that we are human, that our hearts are open, that we are connected and paying attention. They remind us that this world is so broken, but it is not a wasteland. It is something worth watering. This morning, as we share in our ritual of water communion, we honor the water that nourishes and connects us, including the tears that we shed. Tears, as Reverend Molly writes, tears of awe at an orb weaver's web. Tears of speaking what we've been holding in. Tears of moral clarity. Tears of overwhelm too big to name. Tears of rage at injustice. Tears of big belly laughs and joy that can't be contained. Tears of frustration from trying and failing yet again. Tears of loss, tears of so much love. Tears overflowing, stretched full past tenderness. Tears of that chord change going into the chorus. Tears of witnessing redemption. Tears of despair, tears of hope. Tears of anguish wishing you could help. Tears of knowing that you are not alone. And what other kinds of tears might you add in this moment? All of these tears reminding us that there is so much that needs our tending, and so much that insists upon our reverence. Friends, this summer, a little bit of a non sequitur, but this summer I discovered that for better or for worse, I have become a person who cares about the lawn. You see, our backyard until recently had been more or less an inhospitable slab of compacted dirt. And some home renovations projects had torn up what little grass we had and left in its place broken glass that had previously been buried. And we discovered that our bare dirt contained high levels of lead. And we also discovered that for a variety of reasons having to do with soil chemistry and shade, our dirt was not very hospitable to growing things. And on the spectrum of wasteland to garden, our backyard felt a little bit more on the wasteland side of things when I looked outside. But we wanted a safe place for our 1-year-old to play, and we wanted to not track dirt with lead in it into our house, and we wanted to simply enjoy our space. So after researching and talking to professionals and weighing the pros and cons and waiting to that 4-week window around Labor Day when it's supposed to be most successful, finally, last week we put down sod. And it's very cute. Can I just say that? Can grass be cute? It's very cute. It has little clovers in it. I really love it. And so, twice a day, we have dutifully set up the sprinkler, not today, obviously, but most days we've dutifully set up the sprinkler, and then every half hour we run outside, duck under the sprinkler's arch, move it to another section of the yard, and do that over and over again. And it is a living and growing reminder that if we are to grow a garden, if we are to reject the idea that this world is a wasteland, then it needs our tending and our constant care. It needs us to water it with our time and our tears and our love and our attention and our righteous rage and our witness. As Reverend Molly reminds us, despite so much that has been wasted, this world is not a wasteland. Despite so much that has been wasted, this world is not a wasteland. There is abundant beauty and love. There is sweetness and there are seeds in the cracks, waiting, sprouting, growing. Seeds of a new world, seeds of compassion, seeds of courage, seeds of justice. And they are ours to tend. They are ours to water. And so I wonder, what are some of the seeds that you are watering right now? I invite you to say it out loud if you feel comfortable. What are the seeds that you are watering right now?
Resistance.
Community resistance. Vegetables. Roses. Children. Hope. Resistance. Courage. These seeds are ours to tend, friends. Today, as Rose shared earlier in our service, we share a ritual that many Unitarian Universalist congregations use at the beginning of the church year, the ritual of the water communion. And each year we invite those in attendance to bring water from places or experiences that are special to us. And this water, this shared water, becomes our congregation's holy water. It becomes our holy water because we bless it together, because we make it so, each of us bringing our separate experiences to community, like many streams forming larger rivers. And we will use this water to bless babies and one another throughout our community's life together, representing the fullness of our life and our interconnectedness. This morning, many among us also brought empty cups. This year, like last year, the national organization UUs for Justice in the Middle East has invited congregations to consider offering empty cups at their water communion ritual as a symbol of the continued lack of potable water, food, and other aid in Gaza. So this morning, you are also invited to silently place a cup on our altar as an act of witness and solidarity. And if you came this morning without a cup or water, that is absolutely fine. We have some water here in pitchers for you to use, which contains our water from last year's water communion. And we blend together the past and the future as we do so. And we also have empty cups here and here on the side aisles that have been provided by members of Diana's List, which is our Middle East Solidarity group. So in a moment, I will invite everybody here in the sanctuary forward to share their waters and a word or two about what your water means to you. Not so much where it comes from, but a word describing the experiences and the meaning connected to this water. And as we pour our blessings into the shared bowl. And you're also invited to bring up your empty cups. We'll come down the side aisles to the center and then back down the center aisle. And you can grab a cup or a water, however you'd like to participate, one or both. And if you're joining us on Zoom, I invite you to find some water wherever you're joining us from and meditate on the ways that the water in front of you has traveled throughout the universe, connecting you with those of us here across time and space. And if you'd like, you can share a word or two of blessing in the chat as well. So I invite us to come forward again down the center aisles, share the waters, and back to the center aisles.
Tap water.
This was my mother's nutmeg. She's been gone for 40 years.
Oh, I just have empty for how empty the Charles is.
I collected rainwater because it tended our plants, which I enjoyed in our backyard.
Community and friends.
This water symbolizes love and family, a place that we go.
Tears.
This is water from a lifetime of family summers.
This is an empty cup of remembrance.
Scouting.
Sustenance.
My water represents family because I took a trip to China and Hong Kong to find my family roots.
Symbolic water from 3 new bathrooms constructed for families. Love.
Water as a facilitator.
Sunshine.
From the rain gauge in our garden.
My brother and sister at the beach.
My rain barrel reminds me of scarcity and abundance and how quickly we can go between the two.
Renewal.
I empty because what's happening in Gaza is wrong.
It's very beautiful.
Water is life.
From a place of art, community, and love.
from our rain barrel.
Water is a finite resource, so reuse.
The lushness of life in the jungle.
Fun and friends.
Connection.
Empty cup for Gaza, because all the rivers I went over in the last 10 days were over bridges where I couldn't reach the water.
This was water from Canada, where Cindy Bergeron and I celebrated Canada Day, and people made it so clear that what they want is a welcoming country.
This water is from Nantasket Beach, where I got to spend time with my very loved wannabe family, Zaggy, Janet, and Earl. And all of them people.
Canal boat with family in France.
Family together and apart.
Cleansing, healing, and hope for Gaza to be free.
Representing the Rhine River with its graceful swans.
To deny water is to deny life.
Rainwater for the pollinator garden.
New Hampshire. I got this from Vancouver.
The empty cup for not just the people in Gaza, but also in Palestine who are now losing their homes and access to water. And for the beautiful ponds that still exist around here.
So friends, now that our waters have been gathered, I invite us into a moment of blessing our shared waters. I invite you to root yourself first on the ground below us. Feel yourself connect to the earth. And allow your breath to lead you into a moment of peace. And if you'd like, would you raise your hand in blessing this water with me and Feel the love and the power and the life source flowing through you. Source from which all life flows, we know water is as ancient as time and as necessary as air. May the blessings we offer one another with this water heal us and sustain us. May this water remind us that we are connected like streams into rivers and rivers into oceans, to one another and to all of humanity. May this water remind us that we are called to tend this land and to one another. May this water remind us that despite all that has been wasted, this world is not a wasteland. And may this water remind us that there are seeds that are ours to tend. May it be so, and amen. I invite us to rise in body or spirit for our closing hymn, There Are More Waters Rising. Brian will lead us.
There are more waters rising, this I know, this I know. There are more waters rising, this I know. There are more waters rising, they will find their way to me. There are more waters rising, this I know, this I know. There are more waters rising, this I know. There are more fires burning, this I know, this I know. There are more fires burning, this I know. There are more fires burning, they will find their way to me. There are more fires burning, this I know, this I know. There are more fires burning, this I know. There are more mountains falling, this I know, this I know. There are more fountains falling, this I know. There are more fountains falling, they will find their way to me. There are more mountains falling, this I know, this I know. There are more fountains falling, this I know. Going through the waters, this I know, this I know. I will wade through the waters, this I know. I will wade through the waters, they will find their way to me, and I'll wade through the waters, this I know, this I know. I will wade through the waters, this I know. I will cruise to the mountains, this I know, this I know. I will walk through the fires, this I know. I will walk through the fires till they find their way to me. I will walk through the fires, this I know, this I know. I will walk through the fires, this I know. I will rebuild the mountains, this I know, this I know. I will rebuild the mountains, this I know. I will rebuild the mountains, then they find their way to me. I will rebuild the mountains, this I know, this I know. I will rebuild the mountains, this I know.
Thank you. Please be seated. May we, beloved, find abundance here. May we find the seeds in the cracks. May our tears and our hopes and our love all water them. May we tend to the garden and to one another over and over and over again. May it be so, and amen. Friends, we close each week with a few announcements and invitations, and this morning I would like to warmly invite everybody to coffee hour in our parish hall right through these doors, or to breakout rooms on Zoom if you're joining on Zoom. Coming up next week, we have our backpack blessing, which is our annual back-to-school blessing of the backpacks and work bags and diaper bags and purses and whatever else you take with you in your daily life. I invite you to bring whatever bag accompanies you through your life with you, whether you're going back to school this fall or just want to have a blessing from the congregation to carry with you into your week. Please bring your bag next week. Children's Chapel also starts next week, which is our religious education program. So Rose will be sharing more about that coming up and has shared with parents already. If you have questions, see Rose. And we have two special announcements, one from Kit about our Plazuelas Parker project team, and then Brandy, are you up for making an announcement about Ferry Beach? Should I make it? Great, I'll make an announcement about Ferry Beach first before Kit comes up. Ferry Beach is our annual retreat. This congregation goes on a retreat up in Ferry Beach in Saco, Maine. And our retreat is coming up on September 26th to 29th this year. Registration closes very soon. So I think there's about 40 people registered. If you have questions, please see Brandy if you want to give a wave, or Jen Buckwald, who I think is not here this morning. Or you can email me or look at the newsletter and we'll get you connected to them. Registration closes on September 12th. Online registration closes September 12th. After that, it's more complicated to register and it may be filled up. So if you hope to go, please register as soon as possible. And I'll hand it over to Kit for our special announcement about Plazuelas.
Good morning. My name is Kit, and I am part of the Plazuelas Parker Project, or PPP. And we are planning a trip to go visit Plazuelas, our sibling community in Plazuelas, El Salvador, for which we say our shared covenant in Spanish each Sunday. So the dates are up there. Oh, they were on the announcement, but I think it's November 30th to December 7th. We are asking people to sign up by October 5th, but sign up as early as possible so that we can plan. We don't want finance to be a barrier to this trip, so if you are considering going, but you don't think you can swing it financially, we do hope to be able to provide financial support or scholarships, so please also consider that. So think about this as you go about your day, and you may have seen in the newsletter that there's a link to a form to sign up. So that's how you can sign up. And also, another way to be able to learn more about the trip is through another thing that PPP is doing, which is the Plazuelas Pupusa Party, or another PPP. So PPP is putting on PPP. And that's going to be Saturday evening here at the church in the parish hall. We will have Salvadorian food, some music. You can come and meet with people from PPP to learn more about El Salvador and to learn more about this trip. And we are suggesting a $20 donation for adults and $5 for kids, but this is just really to cover the cost of the food. We really just want people to come and be in community with each other and learn more about PPP and Plazuelas. And if you need more information about that, you can see anybody from the PPP group, but also Karen Kirchhoff, who is here, will also be taking sign-ups in coffee hour after the service today. And again, this is just really just to get a head count so that we know how much food to get. So I hope you can do one or both projects. So thank you.
Thank you, Kit. Go for it. Do you want to come up, or is there something to remind me of? Okay.
Hi, everyone. I'm Karen. Next Saturday in the sanctuary, Saturday, September 13th at 7 p.m., Diana's List will host an event featuring speakers from the People's Hunger Strike in solidarity with Palestinians in Gaza. Dr. Alex DeWall will speak on famine in Gaza and the responsibility to prevent genocide. And Dr. Malak Rafia I'll start from the top. Next Saturday, September 13th at 7 p.m., Diana's List will host an event in the sanctuary featuring speakers from the People's Hunger Strike in solidarity with Palestinians in Gaza. Drs. Alex Duvall will speak on famine in Gaza, and Dr. Malak Rafia will speak on organizing a global mental health response to the genocide in Gaza. For more information to RSVP, you can see TPC Talk and the e-news this week, or talk to Kevin or myself. Thank you.
And with that, Yukiko will close us out for our postlude. And please join us in coffee hour next door.